Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays OlliOlli 2. In the last episode we finished the 5 amateur Olliwood levels. Today I think what I want to do is I want to head into Curse of the Aztec Amateur. So now we have to learn how to manual. So the way that you manual is by hitting a direction, horizontal direction, and A at the same time when you land. So now we're getting into the part of the game where the landings start to get a little bit more sophisticated, and this is what allows you to continue combos through an entire level. And this is actually what they're teaching us here. So if you've seen any of my speedruns, you know that this is something that I am pretty familiar with. This is actually the tutorial level that I always complain about because there's no way to make it go faster. And we're just going to go through it, continue our combo, onward, 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 and we'll even get into kind of some more sophisticated things like revert manuals as we get deeper in. So now we are ready for Curse of the Aztec. So land a manual through the manual markers, and no trick or combo under 1,000 points. So this is where I start to look for all combos, where I just do the entire level in a single combo. And I'm even, trying to do stuff like, I'm trying to get used to doing every level as if it were rad mode, even though I haven't unlocked rad mode yet. Simply because it's something that I know that I'm going to be doing in the future, and so trying to get everything perfect is something that I've been working on, but we don't actually need to do that here. We can do it any way we want to, and that's really, I bring it up so often because it's so important to the joy of gaming, is that we get to decide what's most fun for us. And for me in this game, I just find it incredibly fun to just keep always pushing myself to do a little bit better. And there we go. And there we go. So that has gotten us all of the stars for that level. And we can move on to the next one. 7 perfect grinds, more manual markers, and a 5-0 to laser flip. And this is the first Aztec level that has a secret on it. And so we are going to attempt to get that, but as I have discovered in some of my speedrun attempts, you cannot get the secret and get all of the manual markers. So we're going to try and get those first, and there's our 7 perfect grinds. And it's really great going through this and thinking about how much I struggled with perfect landings for so long, and now I'm getting to the point where they're becoming more and more consistent. So 5-0 to laser flip is the only thing we have left to do, and we can get that while also getting our secret. So let's see if we can get that. So we got the 5-0 to laser flip. So now we're going to look for a high bamboo rail. There we go. And then along here. And we've got a little bit of a gauntlet to go through over here. And there is our developer, and we can actually finish the level if we want to. It's not mandatory. You do not need to finish the level in order to get credit for getting the secret. There we go. So on to Village in the Trees, 400,000 points, 32 combo, 5 perfect manuals, high bamboo rails, and a crooked grind to big spin flip. So let's see if we can do that, and I'm going to have to remember, I believe I should be able to figure out what a crooked grind is. Yeah, there it is. So we just need to land that in such a way that we can get the big spin flip. There we go. And I believe that's everything, I'm not sure. Let's see. There we go. Yes, that is everything for that level. And on to the next one, Stairway to Heathen. So we need to all combo, we need to grab 3 relics, and no sloppy or sketchy manuals or landings. So this is a level that I have really struggled with in my speed run because it's not very easy, at least, to get, and by not very easy I mean extraordinarily difficult, bordering on impossible, to get these relics while maintaining the combo. And if that's something that, if I can figure out how to do it, I think I will have a big advantage going into the speed run. But for just doing this casually, you're going to want to probably do those as 2 separate things, and just play very carefully when you're trying to get the relics, because they are quite difficult to grab. Yeah, you can't quite make it over that thing. And there may be ways of maintaining more speed through there. But we don't need to do that. We can just do it in 2 parts, which is, I think, the smarter way to do it. So that's what I'm going to do now. But it's fun to experiment. It's fun to kind of try and push the limits of the game, what's possible, and just really test it. So let us see if we can finish. Oh my goodness. Tripped over that thing. There we go. And you can do this any way you want. This is one of the levels where if you just do everything as simply as possible, you can still get through it as long as you do everything that's required of you. And so it's up to you how fancy you want to get. And if you're really familiar with this game, if you've been playing it a lot, you might want to get fancier just because that creates more of a challenge. Like you're seeing, I'm actually struggling to complete this level because I'm trying to do it with quite a bit of style and swagger, and so that's actually really pushing the difficulty back up to where I like it to be. Whereas if I tried to do this, I can even show you, if I just do this with nothing but heel flips and manuals, you can get through this very easily. 5-0 grinds. I'm just pushing left, and when I need to land, I press A, and when I need to grind, I don't press A. And that's all I'm doing. We can get through very simply like that. And it doesn't present me a lot of challenge. It might present a challenge to you, depending on where you are when you're coming at this game. I have something like 50 hours. I'm not even sure. I want to check on Steam, actually, because that's kind of a silly sounding claim now that I've said it. So I'm going to pop open Steam right now and just take a look at my library. 73 hours, so I was actually underestimating. So yeah, 73 hours to get to this point, and still not tired of it, still not even close to tired of it, still not actually that close to 100%. I was looking at a tweet of somebody who had 100%ed this game recently. Oops. And they were saying that it had taken them about 70 hours, and I was saying, oh, you know, I've been doing this for 70 hours, and I am, you know, not even close to finishing. And by not even close to finishing, I mean that only the last 2 worlds in Pro are left, so about 80% of the game. Because the difficulty curve in this game is just, it feels exponential to me. It's like every level is so much harder than the last, or every world at least, that it really feels like the last world of a difficulty is as difficult as the entirety of the difficulty before. So there we go, we've got that. Twitch Temple. I believe this is 2-5. Let's take a look. Yes, it is. Okay. So, hard flip out of a nose manual, a golden skull, and manual landings for an epic combo. So the hard flip is pretty simple. We just need to do a nose landing and then a quick quarter circle up. And there we go, we got that. And we can grab the skull, and I messed that up a little bit. But we've got the hard flip, so that is done. Now we just want to grab the skull and of course finish all in one combo. And so we'll do that very gently, very carefully, because sometimes you want a challenge, you know, even me, sometimes I want a big challenge, and sometimes I just want to go through, take it easy, do things the simplest way possible. And of course, even now you can see I'm getting a little bit fidgety and not doing things completely simply. I put a lot of spins in there, but I still kept things well within what I knew I could handle. I did not step outside of my comfort zone, and so that is Curse of the Aztec. In the next episode, we have the option of going and looking at one of the pro levels, or we have the option of continuing on an amateur. And I think probably I'm going to continue on an amateur because I have a great deal of confidence that I can get through that. And once we start getting into pro is when I start to have a lot less confidence, and we have much more difficult things that might not actually get finished in a single episode. And I'm not sure how I want to structure that yet. And I don't want to get bogged down. So I'm going to continue to improve my skills, continue to work on this. And in the meanwhile, we will go through the parts of the game that I'm most familiar with and most able to do. And then by the time we get to the pro levels, my hope is that I will be much better at this game than I am right now, and much more able to actually show them to you and get the secrets and everything. So that is what is coming up in the future, and I hope that you will join me. But most of all, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.